Yo, what it do? This is Young Buck, and we're here for another edition of Young Buck and Old School. Want to first of all thank you all for joining for all of these weeks. Man, we've been having a tremendous time chatting with all of you, chatting with our wives, chatting with our friends, and everything. And I believe this is episode 6, I believe. So thank you all. No, this is actually episode 7. So once again, just thank you all for joining. But before we get started, I want to tell you all to just go on YouTube and type in at YBOS Podcast. Please like, comment, and subscribe and share. We want to make sure that all of our followers are on the YouTube channel, because check this out. We're planning on getting bigger, right? And we want to make sure that everyone is on the YouTube channel, because we're thinking about like having a season 2. And once season 2 hits, we want to make sure that we're just only streaming on YouTube, just so we can make sure that everyone is on the same channel. Okay. With that being said, let's get this show started. Oh, Skool, what's up, man?
Young Buck, what's up with you, baby?
Was
How
that
you
drink
doing, man?
good? Was that drink good as soon
Man.
as we look, as soon as I brought you on, that's all you heard was that last slurp. Somebody get that man
That
some
last
extra
slurp.
drink. He got a lot to say today.
Yeah, how's it going, man?
Man, everything is going good, man. Look, we started, how we always start. We start our little banter, right? So yesterday, me and the wife started off. We want to challenge ourselves, so we started off
Hmm.
doing no fried foods for a whole month. No fried foods, and
Oh,
we
wow.
started that.
Okay.
Yeah, we started that. What's today? Tuesday. So we started that on yesterday, and it's already been hard, man. It's already been hard. Like on yesterday, we wanted Chick-fil-A for breakfast. Um we wanted wings for lunch, and we wanted fried fish from Bay Breeze for dinner. It was a struggle, man, but we made it through that one day, and we made it through the day as well. So, y'all keep us
Oh,
in prayer.
wow.
Keep us in prayer.
Hey,
We
man,
only eat
hey,
fried.
pray for everybody, cause me and that mama you love supposed to be doing that same thing. I forgot about it because I just killed me 4 good fried legs. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't
Oh,
just.
you already
Hey, I'm, I'm
you know
already wrong. I'm
right.
already
Right, it's hard. It's hard, especially for church folk. Because what's the first thing? What the first place they go after church service?
chicken. The
Go
chicken.
get
The
some chicken.
churches.
You know, look,
You
they
know
go get
what I'm
some chicken.
saying?
It hard. It hard, but
You
nah,
know.
we saw who I called my sister aunt, Bernard Williams. She was doing this
Pastor
thing,
William.
man. And yeah, and and so we was like, man, we want to do it with her. So we said we're gonna do the no fried foods now. We're gonna do the no fried foods with it. We already been doing the walking stuff, but that rain been getting in the way. So we'll have to find other ways, man. But yeah, we wanted to do it with them. So yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir. How you feeling?
man, I feel good, man. I can't complain, man. Hey, God got us here another Tuesday.
Yes, yes,
Hopefully,
yes.
our testimony will bless somebody and give somebody a little hope. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep on going. That's what Young Buck and Old School is all about.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Having fun, spreading the goodness of God, and letting people know that hey, it ain't over. But one thing I love about it, man, we just do what we do. Heck, I
Oh
sat on
yeah.
here one our episodes and I ate a whole meal.
Man, you was go for that food down. You hear me? You
Hey,
didn't eat.
hey,
You devoured that.
I devoured that, man. Hey, my wife made sure I had that good plate before I left home. But shoot,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man.
yeah,
And look,
yeah.
last week, man. Last week was a very, very
Wow.
powerful episode for us, man. I think it had a couple of people crying. I ain't want to look over there, but when I was looking over there and seeing you talk, it was getting a little dusty in that hotel room. It, it was
They don't clean good, man. They don't
it
clean
was
good,
getting a little dusty in that hotel room. Anybody that know
But
that's our version of crime. We be at we be at
it
Love
just,
for
it just
Life, and we say
dusty.
we ain't crying. It's just dusty. We got dust in
It just
our eyes.
dusty. That's all. It just dusty. That's
Yeah. That's
all. But I told you, man, the day after that, you know what I'm saying? Me and your uncle Eric, he called me, man, and we talked about that episode because it was it was an eye opener. You know what I'm saying? And it was just straight honesty. You know what I'm saying? It
Mhm.
wasn't no sugar coated. I mean, it just was what it was. But man, that was one of the most touching ones that we've done so far.
Mhm. Yes, it was.
Yeah,
Yes, it was.
the
Yes, it
most
was. But look, we got part two today. But before we get to that, I want to give everybody an update on this thing we got going on here
that
regarding
Kool-Aid, the
our
Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid.
regarding our Kool-Aid. Yes, sir. Let me. We had got some
who win?
got some feedback,
Who
got some
winning
comments.
so far?
right now, it look like we neck and neck, man. Hold on, let me see if I can get this on the screen here. Give me a minute. Let me get you on here. See if we get this. See if we can get this on here. Screen share. Oh yeah, we do it all over here at YBOS. Give us a minute. All right. Give us a minute. All right, here we go. So I posted a post today. Pretty much just asking people, do you make so this is the instructions, right? So it says, do you make Kool-Aid by putting the water first or the sugar and Kool-Aid packets first? Comment hashtag water or hashtag Kool-Aid and sugar with your answer. Right? That was the instructions. I can tell you
Right.
that some people when they was in school didn't follow the instructions. These, these people, some of these people that you gonna see, some of these people that you gonna see, you gonna understand that they were the people that you didn't like because they always they was the ones that was like, teacher, you gonna collect the homework? You forgot to collect the homework. They went above and beyond the call. All right, so let's go through it real quick. So we got Sister Tati. She said definitely Kool-Aid and sugar first. See, she understood that. She understood the call, right? So that's
Uh-huh.
one for me.
Uh-huh.
But then this is
Uh-huh.
where it gets. This is where it gets very, very, very over the top here. So our brother Roy. I don't know if you know Roy. Roy is at YTech. He one of the deacons over there at
Uh-huh.
YTech. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
said,
I know Minister
shout
Roy.
out. Shout out to Minister Roy. He said warm water starts it off, then
Ah,
Kool-Aid,
water.
and then
Water.
and then sweetener. Stir, then add more cold water. Right. So we're gonna give that one to you. We're gonna give that one to you because he did say warm water starts it off.
He
Okay.
said he still said water first. That's what I'm saying.
Right. So then we got Auntie Rita. She another one that went over the top now. She said put sugar and water in a pot. But
Ah.
she said sugar first. So I'm assuming that goes to me. I'm just saying. She did say sugar first.
All right,
I'm just,
recap. I want
hey,
to recap.
I'm assuming that one goes to me. Right? She did say sugar first. All right. So then we got Ramsey. Uncle Ramsey said water. See, so Tati and Ramsey, we would have been cool when I was in school because they did no more, no less.
No
But
less.
but Minister Roy and Auntie Rita was the people I didn't like because it was like, why you doing so extra? Now the teacher gonna want me to do more. No, we don't want to do all. We don't want to do that. So yeah,
Yeah,
right now
yeah.
we still tired, y'all. So we want to y'all please make sure y'all help us out with this. And then I'm thinking about doing a contest, old school. Let me know what you think, man. I'm thinking about doing a contest where people submit their favorite Kool-Aid recipe. You know us as black folks, we like to mix stuff. We like to do the cherry
Man,
and
yes,
then put the
sir.
cherry with the lemonade. So I'm thinking if people
Boy,
submit their
that's the
favorite,
one. That's
look,
the
look, look, look
one.
out.
Yes, sir. That's
People
the
submit their
one.
favorite one. Look, people submit their favorite recipe, and me and you, we can record a video of us making it and trying it out, and then maybe we give the winner something. I mean, whoever we pick, whoever is the favorite, get them something. We'll figure
Oh
it out,
yeah. Oh
y'all. To
yeah.
come back to y'all next
Oh
week. So
yeah.
tune in next week to that, man. But yeah, right now we tired.
It's
We
good.
tired right now.
It's good to know that my brother is watching. Shout out to you, Ramsey, Ice Zone Productions. You know what
Oh
I'm saying?
yes, yes,
Shout
yes,
out
yes,
to you,
yes, yes.
man. Appreciate you. Tuning in. That's really the matriarch of the entertainment when it comes to our family.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
is, yeah,
yeah.
he's the backbone that when we all started doing what we doing, he
Mm-hmm.
was the first. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Had his own production out there and everything, man. So hey, man,
Mm-hmm.
shout outs to your brother. Appreciate you taking the time out, to listen in.
Oh yeah. And he also did, he also had a podcast, just kicking it with Ramsey.
Just
I
kicking it
was
with Ramsey,
Yep,
yeah.
yep, I was on there for a couple of episodes. So yeah, shout out to you, and then I'm sorry to hurt your feelings, but I forgot to go to Instagram. So I did go It did hit Instagram. I don't know if you can see that, but Kool-Aid and sugar is definitely winning. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying. So
Uh-huh.
it's three votes for water and 8 for Kool-Aid and sugar. So look, if
Uh-huh.
y'all some water folks, old school needs some
That's
more votes.
that's cause you called over to Decatur like Trump called Russia and told him and told them to manipulate these votes. Everybody know you put water.
Not I called over to Decatur.
Oh Lord.
Not,
Oh.
not I called over to
I bet.
Decatur. Yes,
Uh,
yes,
I
yes.
bet I better stop for that man have me pulled over.
Nah, he just gonna put you. He just gonna put you out. He just gonna put you out there. He gonna sign another piece of paper that'll stop people from having podcasts now. You know. Let's get to the comments, man, before we move on. Let's see what we got here. We got
Who we got
oh,
today?
we got Sister J from Secret Place. She said, "Hi
What?
guys,
What's
I'm proud of
going?
your consistency and keep up the content. Thank you, sister. We will see you all
Hey,
soon. See
yes,
you
sir.
all
In a few
very, very
weeks.
soon. And we're gonna set
Yes,
it off.
sir.
Look, if y'all ain't never seen Love for Life and Secret Place get together, it is definitely something that you are
Oh, what you
missing. So
say?
please make sure you tune in. Let's see. Oh, your daughter in love. She said you already broke it. She talking about you in that fried turkey legs or something like that. You said some fried legs.
Fried chicken. Fried chicken.
Yeah.
I forgot. Hey. No. I honestly, I ain't gonna even lie. I wasn't even thinking about it. Only thing I was thinking about, I was
Was
hungry.
chicken.
I had a budget, and them legs fit right inside that budget. You know what I'm saying? But but listen, hey. I didn't get a biscuit. I'm just saying I did get a leg.
Let's see who else we got. We got Mama Lalisha said hi fam. That
Hey, what's
mother I
going on
love
with you?
said hey y'all. My
Hey,
my mother
baby.
my mother in law said she listening in.
Hey.
We got one for that cherry and lemonade. There we go.
The
We got that cherry and
boy.
lemonade. That cherry and
Yes,
lemonade
sir.
hit. I ain't gonna lie to you. Oh, look, that
Yes,
mother
sir.
I love. She said give them a Bible. That'll be their prize if we give them a Bible. That was
Okay. I
listen.
can give them one personally sign because I got a lot of them.
Right, right. Then she did. Mother Lisa said she don't do color water nor raw sugar. Well, we
What?
didn't ask for all that. Now we do Kool-Aid. We didn't ask for all the healthy people.
We
We
all
didn't
talking
ask.
about Kool-Aid, right?
We didn't ask for all that. That mother I love
Man, you
said
ought to
she
see
ate
this
baked
weather
ribs.
out here.
She making you look bad. She said you had fried chicken. She had baked ribs.
I had that yesterday and it was just as good.
Mm-hmm. But you had, so in other words, you broke it. You broke it. And
I did not deny it.
even your daughter said you definitely could have found something else to eat.
I did find something else to eat. A honey bun. I'm
Mm-mm.
just saying.
That don't help. That don't help. Lord,
It wasn't fried.
pray for the bishop,
It was
man.
not fried. It was
Pray,
not. My honey bun was
pray
not
for the bishop.
fried. It wasn't even warm. It was a cold honey bun, and it
But
didn't even have
look,
icing on it. It was.
we got somebody special listening in today. And
Who
that
that?
that just come in, and we got the great apostle Bishop Tate.
Wow!
Yes,
Oh
Lord. We
Lord!
got Uncle
Oh
Tate
Lord!
on.
I gotta stop. Gotta be
Yeah.
civilized now, y'all. My apostle on here. I can't back it off.
Not you gotta be civilized. Not you
hey,
not you gotta be
I can.
civilized.
Hey, yo, but I can imagine. I'm gonna get a phone call after this podcast. Bishop, we need to talk.
About that chicken. Yeah. Get at him about that chicken. But see now, look, let me tell you. See, even he laughing. But see, let me tell you about Unc though. Let me tell you about Unc. See, I see him as Apostle Tate probably like out of 100%. I see him as Apostle Tate by 5%.
Yeah.
The other times is Unc for me. So let me tell you about Unc. He the reason why we always going to Tennessee and always looking for Monet.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
he
yeah,
responsible for
yeah,
some of this weight
yeah.
that we got.
No,
He is there.
no. Do you remember when he bust me out in church? In church, I love him, but listen, he bust me out in church because I used to go through Tennessee all the time. He gonna get up in front of the church and gonna tell
Mhm.
everybody how my bishop gonna come to town, go to Mo Nails, and ain't even come see me. That just
Exactly. And then he ain't come see you. Yep.
he like I see now. He
Look.
don't come see me. He just gonna go to Mo Nails.
Come on now.
I'm like, bro, how you gonna do that in front of the whole church?
Exactly. Exactly. Put you out there as he
Lord,
should.
man.
As he
Hey,
should.
put me right out there, man. Hey, but that's one thing I love about our lives in our fellowship, man. We love to have fun. You know what I'm saying? We ain't too saved well. We can't laugh and make jokes and have a good time. It's like a
There
lot of
we go.
time it's like a lot of time people get saved and forget how to live. What do you say?
Bro
Broke past
passed
the
right
Bible.
by me to go to Mona's. I cried that Sunday. Bro, straight, straight clowning.
Oh
Look,
no.
man. But let me tell you,
Lord have
look, so
mercy.
that let me tell you, that place is God sent though. I'm gonna tell you, I think we went one time and we all had a convocation that day, and we supposed to been
Man,
listening
what you
to
say?
Apostle teach us something. And I think everybody who went to Monell's, you can tell you went to Monell's when you was in that place. Eyes was red, shot, low. We was looking. No
everybody,
offense to the Chinese
everybody like
people, but
this.
we was very our eye
Eh,
like this.
eh, Amen.
halfway,
Hey, amen.
halfway sleep, halfway sleep. But look, man, look, if y'all
I think I
haven't
got out
been,
and walked out that Sunday.
yeah, if y'all haven't been, look, next time you're in Nashville, I know the one we go to is closed, but find yourself a Mo Nails in Nashville and
Yeah,
thank
they
us
got
later.
one downtown.
Thank
Yeah.
us later.
But
Thank us
also,
later.
but also, man, if you're in Nashville, man, stop by and holler at all our apostles and all church family up there, man. Secret place, but hey, we promise you, you will not be disappointed.
Man, let me
You will most definitely will not be disappointed because our apostle is down to earth. You know what I'm
tell you.
saying? He ain't them stuck up apostles. You know what I'm saying? I love how he coming there. That man coming there with some jeans and a shirt. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But the
That's
anointing
it.
that's on his life, you can't beat it, man. You can't beat it. And he don't he teach and that's what I love about our apostle, man. When I say he teach, that man could just be having a few minutes of time with you, and I promise you, it'll be time well spent, man. So you ever in
Oh yeah.
Nashville, man? Ever in Nashville, look up secret place like Nashville, Tennessee. You will not be disappointed, and like Young Buck said, you'll thank us later.
Yeah, you'll thank us later. You'll thank us later. I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah, yeah, yeah.
lives get changed there, boy. I'm talking about you start doing stuff you
Boy,
never knew you can do. Last time I was there,
yeah,
I
boy, what
shouted
you
for the
say?
first time. You know, people, people, people was looking at my wife like I didn't know he had that in him. And she was like, I didn't either. And then she looked at me, was like, you was holding something back. I said, I don't know. But lives get changed in that place. I'm telling you. I'm
Yes,
telling you.
sir.
I'm telling you. But look, man, we got some special guests today.
Yes,
Last
we
week was
do.
such a
Yes, we do.
last week was such a great episode. That it was so good we had to do it twice. Right. So last
Yeah,
week
man.
you heard a little bit from Young Buck and old school perspective. But Papa was a Rolling Stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. So he got more kids out
Mm.
here. And we got them today. We got a couple of them today. So let's go ahead and bring them on. Sisters, what y'all got? What y'all got? We can't hear you,
There
baby.
we go. Hey, y'all. How
There
y'all
you go.
Hey,
doing? How y'all doing?
hey, ladies,
Yes, yes,
we
yes.
good.
Look, before we get started, how do y'all make y'all Kool-Aid? Y'all do the water first or the sugar and Kool-Aid
You
package first?
always put your powders first.
Yeah, because you gotta make it
Always
illuminate.
put your powders
Yeah.
first. See?
Yeah.
It's how you bake a cake. You do the dry ingredients, then the wet
Then
ingredients.
that's how
then
you know how
add
much
it
water
together.
you need. But that's because
Exactly.
sometimes we use 2, sometimes we use 1. It depends. You can't put water first, then you'll have watered down Kool-Aid. You know,
Then you
you
gotta
gotta put
pour
your
some of
time
the, then
in.
you gotta pour some of the water out, then put more
And
sugar
then
in it.
add
Then
some
do
more.
that's just too much. That's too
Yeah.
much. See, if
They
you're a
like
professional
putting
Kool-Aid
milk
maker
before
like me,
cereal.
right? Who does that? Who does that? He not liking this. Yeah, he outnumbered today, y'all. And I'm loving all of it. I'm loving every little bit of it. But how y'all doing? How y'all doing
I
today?
do. Good.
You had to think
I've
about
been
it.
doing hair, so we good. I ain't been doing nothing today.
I'm good. I'm chilly. Gotta go
You
back to
been
work.
you been
Okay.
doing how? You gonna do mine? You gonna do mine? No? Yes, you gotta think about it. What's going on?
I think I
I'm
think about it
thinking. Hold
now.
on.
It's silence. I mean, silence spoke
I'm for
very,
real.
very loudly. That was very
I
loud. I don't
can
know if you heard
I
it, but
can
I
rub
did.
it, go like that. See what
You
happens.
I would say you can dye it back black, but that mother I love, she ain't gonna like that. She like his grays.
And I'm with my mama. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
She like his grays.
That
She
grade
like,
done been there
she
forever.
like his
why
grays.
why would
But look,
why would
he
why
got that
would
gray spot. He got that gray spot like
And
right,
it's
like
been
it's like
there
a
for
circle.
20 years. Leave my dad
Yeah, but
alone.
I was looking at look, I'm gonna tell you. Look, I'm gonna tell you. I was looking at my wife though, and I said when I first saw it, I looked at my wife and I said, I hope I just get an even amount of gray, and it's not just a big patch right there in the middle. I hope it's not. I hope
well
it's not.
I would rather have a gray patch than a bald spot. I'm just
You
saying.
better say that.
Exactly.
You
Tell
better
them.
say that. You better say that. But see,
Give
your
I
wife,
got one
give
string. Give him a
give
lace
your
him
wife
front.
said give
I'm
you
lace.
not
a
putting
lace
no
front.
wig on you, daddy. We not doing that.
She said give you a lace front. That's what
We
she
not
said.
doing
I think
Oh,
that.
okay.
wigs.
Yeah.
We not.
I say if we get 100 followers on YouTube, we should do a podcast with a wig on.
Can I pick it? Oh, can I pick it? Let me pick. Can I
We'll
Hold
do
pick?
up. We
a whole show with a wig on.
hold up.
Hey,
Hold back up. Back.
I
A
heard it.
man.
I look.
Hold up. A man's wig, right?
Well, we'll have to let somebody pick it for us. But I was told I
Oh
look
no
sexy
no
as a
no
woman. I mean, somebody told me I look
no.
sexy as a woman.
I'm
I don't
I'm
think
good
you
on
do.
that one. But I support you though. I mean, that's what you want to do. I
Yeah.
support you.
Look, look,
I just
look. I'm just saying. Look, so y'all listen to me though. Like somebody did say I look sexy as a woman. I would. They said I would look sexy. It was my wife. She saw a picture. Like we did that little face thing. You know that little AI face thing, and it changed you. Like
mm,
if you change a male to a female, she was like I look good. But then I told her, I said,
Count,
well,
count.
I told her I was like halfway there because I do got the breast. No, no, it don't work
Oh
out.
my
Oh,
god.
okay, okay,
okay.
Brother.
all right.
Next subject.
I
Next
leave it
Brother.
subject.
alone. I leave it alone.
Oh
I
my
leave it alone. I said I leave it alone. I leave it alone. I leave it alone. Anywho, look. Y'all know we got it. We got to joke around. So look, for anybody that don't know, this wonderful lady that y'all see in front of y'all is Miss Lori Hill. Lori with an I. And
Hi.
the voice y'all hear in the background because she don't want to show her face. That's Kiki Hill.
Kiki
Y'all hear
Hill.
that?
Mm,
Kiki, they AKA Nichols. AKA Nichols.
She
god.
quarters now. She quarters now.
Oh, she quarters now. And then
uh,
Yeah.
we got Jet who is fast asleep. She
Yeah.
couldn't hang. And then Shan who is probably getting some sleep to get ready for work the
Work
next
in the
day.
work.
morning.
Yeah.
Per usual. You know, she that's a working woman now. But yeah,
Yeah.
so last last week, y'all we talked and y'all was on there. We talked a little bit about I talked a little bit about my story. Old school talked a little bit about heels, but we wanted to get y'all on to give y'all perspective. A little give y'all some time to talk from y'all perspective that you can't really say in a chat.
Mm.
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 Okay.
Well,
Mm-mm-mm.
Well, cause see, I had to think about it. I literally just thought about this just right here and now. I don't think my perspective is unknown already. Cause
You
everybody
don't
know
know
how I
that. You
feel.
don't know who watching.
Yeah, but it's easy to know how I feel about my daddy. Like, I've always been a daddy's girl. I've always loved my daddy, and even with everything that happened, I was the child that was with daddy and with mama, but I always went back to my daddy. Like, at the end of the day, I want my daddy. That's just what it was. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like I think my biggest perspective was my dad, and I think I told Daddy this when he came to us, like when he had the conversation with everybody, and he was like, I have to take what y'all say. I wasn't even really a big voice in it, and I remember it because I remember telling Justice and Kiki. I remember telling them, well, Daddy already know how I feel. We had this conversation the last time he sent me back, so I remember that conversation. But I remember I didn't even say much because I had already told Dad this. My biggest thing with Dad was, and I told my daddy this, he is the perfect man to be with. Like when I tell you, whoever he dates is gonna be. Look, you are prioritized. That's what it is. I tell everybody that was my only thing with my daddy. Like whoever he with you, and you gonna be his main focus. And even with staying with him, that was my biggest thing. Like, and y'all know he'd rather married than burn. So if he with you, y'all finna get married instead of y'all finna go through the whole thing.
Hello, Paul. She
But
said he rather marry than burn.
that's that's that's
Ooh.
that's I heard that so much. I tell anybody even when it comes to looking at somebody that I want to be with, like, yeah, I want somebody that's like my daddy. Because baby, when I tell you they come before anybody, like I know my mama be happy because all you gotta do is call my daddy down. Like I know Miranda ain't be like, all you gotta do is call, hey, I need my daddy gonna be there. But it's like that factor I feel like is what really took from him being a dad. Because even when I was there, that was the biggest thing. Like we'd have moments. I told him this with what was her name? I used to love the lady until she actually came in the picture. When she was over
Well,
the
we ain't
phone,
gonna we
we
ain't
was
gonna we ain't gonna
best
tell no
friends.
names. We ain't gonna say no name. We don't need
Yeah,
to say that.
I can't even think of it anyway. That's God right there. But we was best friends when she was over the phone. When she was over the phone, we was the best of friends. When she actually was physical, I did not like her. It was just like something turned and I was like, nope, you're taking my father and I don't like that no more. So it's
Mm.
like my biggest perspective for it, my biggest view of it is whoever he's dating, that's who he's with, and he's gonna make sure that's his focus. But when he came back and was like, and I tell anybody this, my daddy thanked any person that my mama was with. Every time he came around, whoever she was, thank you. I know the speech. I would like, thank you for being here for my girls while I can't. You're sitting here, you're doing
Say
the
I know the
thing.
speech.
Yeah, I do because it was always the same, and I tell anybody like I always commended my father for that. He never came around and was like, "Hey, look, don't do this to my girls, don't be around my girls." Like, no, it was never that. It was always, "I want to thank you for being here. You're doing the things I can. Y'all clearly doing a good job. My girls are strong, they're healthy, they're happy, and I
Mm-hmm.
just want to thank you dearly from the bottom of my heart for being here while I can't." And that was always the thing while shaking their hand. That was the introduction to the whole thing. And then he'll come up to us and girls, and we get our hugs and all of that. Like, so it's like that's why I tell anybody like it's not that my dad. I never felt like daddy was just like he was just a bad father. Like I had to grow up with my kids. It took me to have kids to understand all of this, but I had to
Mm-hmm.
grow up with my kids. Like, so it's like for me, now being older, I get it. When I was younger, it hurt me, it affected me, it did. I acted out a lot of different ways because I wanted my father, but it's like now being older, I get it. It's sometimes it's better to not be there. Like children of flourish better with you not being there. And I actually have a friend that went through this, and I had to tell him like you can't just cut off the communication and be like, no, I don't want to deal with you because at one moment your parent wasn't able to be there for you. Like they
Mm.
just weren't. They did what they thought were best by not being there at all. because they could be there and you could see all the examples and ways of why they're not a good parent, and then that
Mm-hmm.
trickles on down to what you're going to do with your kids, and now you look like that same parent when them leaving you actually gave you different characteristics to have outside of seeing what they are and what you don't want from them. So I never my biggest thing was I feel like when he get married, they take my daddy, and I don't like that. So it take me a minute to like the people that he get with. But it don't never be him, you know? It's just like you my daddy.
Hey, that's how she always been. That's my daddy. That I remember Lori coming up, man. I would be at work 12, 13 hours a day. I come into the house, her mama just doing there, toss the girl, man, you better get this goddamn on child, cause then when I grab Lori, it's like she instantly stopped crying. Now she laughing and having a good
Oh
time,
yeah, that'll
and
get
her
on my
mom
nerves
be
too.
what the I don't understand this. Come, how the blah, and I don't be here all blah.
I've been there all day, all
Yeah,
day.
Lord, hey,
I'm with it.
but my when one thing I learned in there, oops, connection lost reconnection. Okay, one
You know.
thing I learned, one thing I learned was to try and build a relationship with my girls, and when me and their mom stuff was going good, it was actually me and the girls. It's like there's nowhere I went and I didn't have my girls, except for work. But I was in gospel groups. I was in gospel groups. They was at rehearsal. If I was at church, they was at church. If I was hanging out, I bet the girls was right there with me. It was always a long time, just me and the girls. Like our time to be would be just to actually sit around and watch the Disney movies. That was that
Mm.
that was just stuff that we did. You know what I'm saying? It's just how we spent. It's just how we spent our time. We would sit around, man. It went too many Disney movies. We couldn't doggone quote verbatim. You know what
I
I'm saying?
sure can.
Because
I can name
because
them.
yeah, because that was one thing that I learned without being into your life was to try and build up. I don't I didn't take your dad. He took me.
See, mom,
but
you right.
um
You right.
but that but that's one thing that I learned for not being in your life, young buck, was to build that relationship. But when things went south, you know what I'm saying, with me and their mom, um I was selfish. And I'm just gonna be honest. I never point the finger at nobody but me, and I was selfish because I wasn't looking at how me leaving was going to affect my children. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think about the the connection that we had. Only thing
Mm-hmm.
that I knew that it was the relationship had got into a situation where I felt like it was best for me to leave. You know what I'm saying? But in doing that, and being selfish, you know what I'm saying? I left some hurt behind,
Mm-hmm.
because me and the girls, don't get me wrong, they mom was there, but a long time the relationship was me and my girls. That's who I hung out with. That's who I watched my movies with. That's who I play. It was me and my girls. That was what I went to bed to. I came from work. I came home to. You know what I'm saying? Spent time with. It was me and the girls. So um, but I wasn't thinking about, and a lot of times we don't, as parents, when we make the decisions we don't look at the whole picture. And I didn't look at the whole picture. I didn't look at the disconnection with me leaving, how it would affect my girls and me and my girls relationship. So in being and me being selfish and thinking about me, like I said last week, I just left a long line of hurt behind that I had to go and correct.
Mm. Kiki, what about you?
Well, if I'm being completely honest, I ain't get no relationship, like no actual relationship with daddy until I was like 16. Because even though
Mhm.
we stayed with him in like, when was it, 2010,
I'm not good with time.
2011. One of the times we had to move down here with him. But I don't think I was actually still that close with daddy. Because when they split up, I was a baby. So I ain't get the chance to, grow up around him. But he was there, like he came and he went. And I think that was the hardest part for me. That would have had been the hardest part for me, because I wasn't able to get that relationship the way that my sisters and my brother was able to. So him coming and going was like, sometimes I'm here, sometimes I'm not. And but when I hit
Mm.
like 16, he was always here. But at the same time, we also moved back moved back down here. So it was a lot easier for him to be here. So, I'm just grateful to be able to have the mindset that I have, because some kids, they don't give their parents chances. But I don't care. He was still my daddy no matter what. Like, he will always and forever be my dad. Like, I don't care what nobody say. That is my daddy.
Just like
He is the only
That
person
Yeah,
who
so
I would
good.
call daddy. So
What
that my
was
little
y'all
boss
like?
lady.
What do y'all think was y'all turning point? Like, what was like, from how you felt when he left to now? What was the turning point, and how do you feel that like the relationship is now?
I can tell you exactly what my turning point is. I was
Hmm.
in middle school. It was my 8th grade year, and I was having some weird dreams. And y'all know, Daddy, he the best
spiritual
man to go
guru.
to when it's time to talk spiritually. So I called him one day, and I was like, Daddy, I don't understand what's going on, because it was like dreams of my friends and stuff, and I just didn't get what was happening. And he was just like, you know what, just pray about it. And, maybe the answer will come to you. And then ever since then, it's like we'll talk, and like he'll randomly call me, just be like, oh, I just want to talk to my girls, and then, or I'll randomly call him, like, I just want to hear my daddy voice. So, ever since then, we've been talking to each other. I think that's what really turned it around for me, because it showed me
Hmm.
that, he actually wanted to at least be there in the way that he could possibly be there.
Yeah. What about you, Laura?
Oh, my turning point when I was 10 years old. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing. My 10th birthday, I woke up. My daddy, look, we when we was younger, we literally all of us had weak bladders. We peed in the bed. So I woke up 10 years old. My mama let me, it was my birthday. Mama let me sleep in the living room on the sofa. She never let us sleep on the sofa. Ever. I wake up the next morning. I never wake up early in the morning. Ever. I wake up the next morning. I go and look and peek in my room. Why my daddy laying in there on that nasty air mattress, fast asleep? Like, nobody, I did not know my daddy was coming.
Oh.
But he came for my 10th birthday. I was like, that's love. That's why after that, like, couldn't nobody tell me nothing. That's always been my daddy. Like, and that's why even with the conversation, daddy had already told me that, look, I can't raise you. Like, I've been back and forth my whole life, like starting from what, 11, 6, no, probably 5 years old. Like, I started going back with my dad, and I've always wanted to be with my dad. But him popping up for my 10th birthday, like, that was after that, it was just, that's my daddy. I'm sorry. And my dad has always been the only one that can do anything with me. Like, you call my daddy, my whole demeanor changed. Like,
Mm.
like, I could be over the moon, thrilled, angry. You call my daddy, like, the whole thing just goes away. Like, that's my daddy. The turning point was 10 years old, and after that, that's my daddy. I don't care where you go, who you with, you my daddy. Like I'm here.
Yeah,
That's just
yeah,
it.
I remember that. I remember that. She came and jumped in the bed. Daddy!
I mean, but why you had
Yeah.
to lay on a nasty mattress though?
It wasn't nowhere.
Well, they was sleeping in the living room, and I think her mom was with somebody. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And I mean, it wasn't nothing between me and their mom anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I showed up. I showed up. I just popped up, and that was the only place left to sleep. You know,
Mm.
and she didn't call her,
Yeah,
and she didn't wake her up. You know, she just waited till she got up that next morning and just saw me in there.
Mm-hmm.
I probably would have just hit the floor, brother. I probably would have just hit the floor.
I did. I wasn't thinking about no nasty mattress or nothing like that. I was just trying to be there for her birthday.
You probably would have
And
just hit
he
the
That
floor.
was.
was it. I wasn't thinking about nothing else. I was thinking about being there for her birthday. And I don't forget when I taking the trip to some sort of way. I end up going by there, but I made up in my mind that I was gonna make sure that when she woke up that morning, I was gonna be there at that house.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. He was there almost that whole day. I
Just
remember it
about
because
the
that's
whole
when
day.
I also learned that my daddy liked the biggest piece of cake. Then the cone that piece, get the cone real good.
That's the
That was
biggest
my
piece of
first
cake.
time hearing him say that. Give me that cone piece right there. That was
Mama Lalisha said that's what daddies do.
yeah.
They sleep on them dirty mattresses. That's what daddies do. You know what I'm saying?
But
You
he
know, that's
did it.
what they do.
That was it. That was it. Like, but honestly, me and my daddy it's been a couple ups and downs because I've always been there with him. You know, like if my
Mhm.
mama asked me, especially when I was younger, she looked me in my face and go, "Do you want to go with your daddy?" Yes, like that's not even a question.
She ain't
Like
lying.
that,
She ain't lying. That was
like
the answer.
Yes.
that's not even a question. And then I think the another big moment was I didn't even know Daddy was coming. I didn't know that they was even planning on sending me to him. I ended up getting arrested, and Daddy came up there to the court date. He just came in like I forgot that I was in court, probably finna go. Like it
Yeah,
was happening.
I think Laura, you put more miles on him than anybody.
But yes, tell
You
everybody.
you had, look, if he wasn't gonna see the world in any other way, you was gonna make sure he saw the world,
Yes,
especially the United States.
I kept
Yeah,
it in
yeah,
memory.
Yeah.
he was moving. He was moving. I'm like, where you going? I'm going to Jersey. Gotta go get my baby. Gotta
No,
go
I
get
tell
my baby.
everybody, even with Jersey, I told him I was like, I know if I call my daddy, he gonna come. This ain't his first time having to come up north. They was like, Keith, you've done this before. I said, I ain't did this before, but I did come and go to Ohio one time and ended up in
Yeah,
Indiana.
yeah,
And they called my
Indiana,
daddy, and he was like,
and
you
he
know what?
drove on up there.
I'll just come get her.
Drove on up there. Yes, he did.
So did.
That he
Mhm.
did. That
Yeah.
he
My
did.
dad, like
What's
I said, my daddy always for me. I can't really like if even if I was to try and be like, oh, my daddy ain't really been there. I can't. I don't even say, oh, my daddy ain't really been there because I've always been with my daddy. And if I'm not with my daddy, when I got older, I knew I can call my daddy. Like, you know how many relationships this man done told me to pray about and get through. And even when I was out doing what I was doing when I was in my time of rebellion, like I told daddy one time I was on the phone with him. I hadn't talked to him for a while. And like he
Mhm.
called me and was like, I don't know what's wrong. He's like, I know you gonna call me. Like I'm gonna talk to my dad. He called me one time. I had went back out, and he called me, and I was like, Dad, I just did not want you to be mad at me. I didn't want you to be
Mhm.
disappointed. And when I was going through all of that, my daddy is. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm finna get emotional. Okay, my daddy was the only person that actually told me when I was going through all of that, baby. I don't care what you're doing with your life. you still my daughter, and whatever you're going through is what you're going through. Don't ever think you can't call me. I did not want to talk to him because I was doing what I was doing, and everybody else was mad at me about it. My dad, I called my dad. He's like, I don't care what you're doing. Don't you ever not talk to me. And even till this day, if we do not call him, he'll call us and be like, I ain't heard from y'all. So I got cussed out when I went to Jersey and didn't say nothing. And I got cussed out when I got back in and didn't say nothing. And when I was going back up, all I was told was, you better make sure you call me. Like soon as you land, you better call me. My phone was off. I'm like, he's like, well, tell your sister so they can call me then. like I can't.
Yeah.
I don't tell people my daddy have not been there. I tell them when he got a priority, that's his priority. And when we was little, we just at that time, and it's not like I'm saying like it was a good thing, but at that time we was yes, big man. Then go in the other room. At that time we just wasn't the priority. But even me with my first child, I wasn't there her first 3 years. So it's like I can't say I don't understand it, because I did not feel like I was a good enough parent as a mother to even have my daughter. So I did not even raise her first 3-4 years, because I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna do nothing but mess up this child's life right now. So I gave my baby away. I felt like that was the best thing as a mother. I gave my child away. You see what I'm saying? So like I never tell people like my daddy wasn't there, because my daddy was there till this day. Okay. He might not have physically been in my face every day after the divorce, but if I said I wanted to go with my daddy, okay, bring her to me. If I say, hey daddy, this is going on, okay, tell me what's going on. And we're like, my dad has always been there. Only thing ever made me mad with daddy, and I remember it. I wanted to go to choir practice, but who he was with was
Not
sick.
quiet practice.
Yes, because it was my first time being able to actually do a school event in school. But who he was with at the time was sick, and I almost missed my bus. He had already told me I can go to choir practice, but they told us we had to make sure we'd have a ride. But they didn't pick up the phone. So I ended up leaving. I couldn't do the choir thing. That's really the biggest thing that ever, like, I can think back and be like, you know what? That kind of really teed me off, because I could have stayed. I could have just stayed and been like, oh yeah, my daddy said they're coming. Like I could have
Not
stayed,
my
did
dad say they
my
coming.
practice, like, and called him after practice and been like, Daddy, can you come get me? Because he already said I could go. I had already told him. Hold on, no, I'm not. I'm not baking a cake. It is 9 o'clock, and I'm not baking no cake. I can't bake
I
cake.
can I can I can imagine you, Lori, outside of that school, and they like, is your daddy coming? You be like, yeah, he coming. And then next thing I know is like you can hear that SpongeBob 2 hours later. He's still coming.
He on the way.
Yeah. Kiki, what about you? Like, what's your? I mean, so now we hear that like Laura say like he's been there all her life pretty much, but like, how did you feel on from your perspective? Because I know you said that you didn't get a relationship with him until 16. So like, how did you feel like seeing that Lori had all of these experiences at the time and you didn't?
Honestly, when I was younger, I didn't really care. Not to be like mean or anything, because like in my
Mhm.
mind, right, I've always had my mom. So it was like that's who was there. Not saying that my dad wasn't there, of course he was there. We would see him a lot. Not saying that we wouldn't see him or anything, but I just never had the chance to actually get close to him growing up, because he wasn't there when I was really growing up. Like, he was there, but just not for a long time to where I had that time to get to mingle with my dad. Like the stuff that they talk about, I hardly remember. But that's just because that's how young I was. So, but it was just me personally. I have always been in my own little world. So I've always been to myself, even when it comes to my sisters and my mom. I've just always had friends that came and go, or I was outside playing or inside playing, or I was to myself, so I didn't really grasp on to what was really going on. It was just that when
Mhm.
I see my dad, I was really excited to see my dad because he was there, and I was very happy for him to be there. And then when he was gone, it was like, well, I'm gonna see him again, so that's fine with me. But when I hit like 16, I was able to, get closer to him because we was able to like go out and stuff, and I was able to hang around him more and be able to go to his house more, because we used to stay right around the corner from each other. So we used to
Mhm.
we used to go to his house all the time, and we used to just sit over there. So it's the difference between me and Lori is Lori actually did go back and forth a lot. Like we say this all the time. Like it's not that we
We
didn't get
do.
the connection. It's just that
I made it happen.
she literally made it happen. Like me, when I was asked the question of whether to go with my mom or with my dad, I of course chose my mom because, as I said, that's just where I grew up around. I knew how she was gonna act, and I knew what to do and what not to do. When it came to my dad, I didn't really know him when I was younger, so it was like I didn't know how it was gonna be growing up. So I was
Mhm.
just like, I'm gonna spend my time with him while I can spend my time with him, and then, when the next time come, the next time will come, and then when
Mhm.
I hit 16, we moved back to Atlanta. So it was a lot easier because all I had to do was call my daddy, and and we'll make a plan to do something. But I didn't.
Mhm.
And then another thing when it comes to Lori is Lori got into a lot of trouble. that's that's
That
like
is
the beginning
definitely
part.
true. That
Like,
is true. That is
like as y'all
that
was
is so true.
as y'all was going through the stories, most of her stories was like, "Oh yeah, I ran away and went here, and my daddy came to pick me up." So,
That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
so of course they don't have that closer connection because Lori
My,
was getting in a lot of trouble.
and my daddy was the only one that can
Like,
do anything with me.
and me personally, I stayed in my room. I didn't get into no trouble. So, not saying, I didn't like call my dad because, of course, I called him when I was younger. There was even times where I told my mom I wanted to be with my dad and not be with her. So, but, you know, I think the one time that we actually did stay with him for a few months, it kind of messed me up because as Lori said, his priorities wasn't us. And me being the kid, not only that, but I'm the baby. So I'm used to, especially with my mom, she was giving me attention because Lori had Jet, Shan had her friends, and I was kind of off in my own little world. So, she'll let me be around her a lot. Daddy wasn't around, so I couldn't just be around him. And
The person that he was with at the time.
yeah, it was just
It
not
wasn't even
it.
really daddy. It was the person
Yeah,
that he was with at the time.
yeah.
It
So,
was that
it was that. But as I said, he wasn't really
he
there. He
wasn't
was
there.
working a lot. So, it wasn't a little. It was a little rocky. So I was just like, you know what? I just would stay with my mom. But there was a time where I was like, I'll stay with my dad. And then,
There was a time where you was angry.
yeah, I was angry.
No, there was a time. There was a time that she was angry. Like before you hit that. I don't even know if you remember because it was like it was right. It was the same right around the time we stayed together, but we stayed with that. All of us stayed with that, but a little while after that time, like right before you hit your nonchalantness about it, you were angry. I remember we tried to talk to you about daddy. You'd be like, okay,
Oh
and like,
yeah.
cause I remember having to tell
That was
you,
I think
like,
that was after we came back from
yeah,
being
that was
with
after
them.
we came back.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
after we came
Mhm.
back.
But it didn't last for too
It
long,
really
of
didn't.
course.
It did not.
Mhm.
It lasted for like a
I
week.
really mean a moment. It was a moment where she was angry. Like she was mad that first week we went back to mama. It was like, okay, okay. And I feel like it was because honestly, it wasn't because of daddy. The anger was not because of daddy. It was more so just because all of that stuff was happening to us and daddy wasn't there. You see,
Yeah.
it's like it
Mhm.
was like she wasn't like mad at him for anything specifically that he did. It was more so like, okay, all of this is going on, and where are you? Like, because at the end, like I said at the end, then like I've always told them, like, to steal your daddy. Like no matter what
It's still
happens.
your dad.
Like,
It's still your dad. You
like
see
at
who
the
the
end
mama
of the
was.
day,
You see who the mama was. See what
Yeah,
mama do?
like
See
but
that.
that, I said the
but
same thing. Like this, that's still your parents. It
yeah.
doesn't. It doesn't
but
matter. Like
But
but
one thing
with
I can say is that daddy always tried to make sure he was there, especially for like school events. And that's one thing I loved about my dad, because my mom, for whatever reason, she could not make it. But you know what? My dad was there. I remember I got cussed out one time because I did not tell him in time for my violin concert. And he was
oh
like, he
yes.
was like, "You should have told me. I would have came off of work and this, that, and the other." And I was like, "Daddy, but I thought you was like, I thought you had to work. No, you could have told me. You could have told me. I would have been there. I would have been right there. I would have been right there looking at you." And I was like, "Okay." I was just telling. And from then on, I was telling him from any event that I had, I told him and I let him know what
Mhm,
was going on because he made
Yeah.
sure he was
mhm.
at the event.
Well, we
Old
definitely
school,
was
what you
at that graduation.
old school,
Yeah.
what you was about to say?
Well, what I was about to say, like there was a time when the girls was there with me, but it goes back to a lot of stuff I just didn't know, right? Because I knew about how to go to work and I knew how to provide, and that's what I was doing. And I believe me and the girls actually had that conversation one time. The one who I was with at that time, she wasn't qualified to be with them doggone girls. She just wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And that's and one of the reasons why, cause I actually had to come off of the road. I was doing what I'm doing now, going over the road. I was down in Florida. I was working, and I'm getting these phone calls. Your aunt Diane called me. This going on with the girls. The girls calling me. She doing this right here, and it was more chaos at my house than anything. So to try and make things better for my daughters, I left my job because my job is what was keeping me awake. So I left my job, but it was hard for me to find something else. So that's how they ended going back up with their mom. It's not that I didn't want them or nothing like that. It's that, and for their safety, I quit what I was doing. That's how I wound up going to school. That's how I
Mm-hmm.
wound up going to UEI. I said, okay, you know what? I try to take up a trade. I try to do something,
You
so
wind
so
up
I'll
going
be
where?
home,
What was the name of the school?
to UEI.
Yeah, I know what that is.
United,
Mhm.
yeah. So I wind up going there to pick up a trade, trying to find something I
AEIO.
could do to be home with the girls. But by the
Mhm.
time I did that, bills had got behind. I moved people in, trying to come up with ways to pay the rent and all of this type stuff, and we just could not get ahead. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the reasons why the girls wind up going back. It wasn't that things was bad between me and the girls,
Yeah.
but I learned at that point, you can't leave your kids with just everybody, because
Mm.
just because they good to you don't mean they're gonna be good to your kids. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? And my kids was calling me with some various horrendous stuff, man. Lori got burnt on the chest with a giant lighter
Mm-hmm.
by this adult that was supposed to been watching them.
Yep.
So to try to protect them and be there for them, because I believe we talked about it one time, and they was like, Dad, we here to be with you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. And they was there to be with me, but my job is what was keeping me awake. So I tried to change everything so I could possibly be there, and it just didn't work out, man. I cried like a baby when I had to send my girls back, because
Mm-hmm.
I found that that's where in that location That's where Jet made her first recording.
Yes, that was my
Mm,
sister first time hearing herself
That
sing.
that
She
that
cried.
that it was our first house. You know what I'm saying? Me and the girls, we was build we had an opportunity where we could build something, where we could start a foundation. But it's sad when you trying to build a house at the same time somebody taking a sledgehammer tearing down everything that you're trying to build. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? So I just couldn't get back up on my feet in order for them to stay. And I had a choice. I had to call their mama. Because I don't know nothing about shelters and stuff like that. I don't know nothing about it. I never been in there, and I don't want to see my kids in there. You know what I'm saying? But I thank God, for their mom. She came, and of course she didn't. She went all that good about, but she was like, yeah, I understand. You know what I'm saying? And she came and she got the girls.
Mhm.
But even with that, yeah, and these whole episodes right now, we doing them because we hope that it's going to help somebody.
mm.
You got to always remember this: just because somebody is good to you, don't mean they're gonna be good to the ones that come from you.
But let
You
me ask
know,
you. Let me ask you a question though, because we
uh-huh.
being real and everything about it, right? So my question would be is that if you had the girls, and this is just I want to just get your logic and everything about it, just so people can understand, is that like you had the girls, and from what I understand is that the person you was with at the time wasn't fit, or it wasn't that the person wasn't fit. It was just like the person was creating a very bad environment for the girls. So
Hmm.
so why not remove the person rather than remove the girls? I guess is my
It, it,
question.
it it's not that I didn't actually get the person removed. It's that even during that transition, I couldn't get back up on my feet.
Okay.
I couldn't get back to the point to where I could find something where I
Mm,
can afford to pay the rent on the house, pay the bills on the house, still raise the girls. I just couldn't get back up on my feet. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? And it's not that so that I just wanted to keep them around, because I mean it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why the reason why they wind up going back is because out of everything I tried, and God knows I tried. I moved. My brother and his wife was going through something. So to pay the rent, I moved them in. I said, bro, look, I need help. So move him and his family in. Then him and his wife had a blowout, and he just left. So here I am again, got to take care of everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that I tried to keep the person around. I couldn't get back up on my feet to the point to where I could take care of them.
mm.
I remember that house. I had so many
Oh
books.
Lord, you getting dusty over there? You had so many books,
The-
Lord,
get dusty, get dusty. It's get dusty.
Lord, Lord,
No,
Lord,
seriously, like
Lord.
that house, that I feel like honestly, that house was a big turning point for all of us. Like, and
Man,
don't mean in a good way. Like that house, granddaddy died. That house is where I actually started reading. Like daddy had, I don't know where he got them books from, but it was a library downstairs full of books, and some of them was about law. That's where I first started reading law books and was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna
You
be a
needed it.
lawyer.
You
Like
needed to learn about them law because you had some
I
issues.
did too. That's how I knew.
But you
But
don't
like a
have them
lot
no
y'all
more.
crazy.
That's what we talking about. That's
Yeah,
progress. You don't have
and
them no more.
honestly, I don't. I really don't, cause
Hmm.
I'm smarter than a fifth grader. My stuff, honestly, like I tell everybody, me acting out was strictly because I'm a daddy's girl and my daddy wasn't there. And I love my mama with all my heart. My mama right now is my best friend. We get on each other's nerves so bad, but My mama have never been able to do nothing with me ever. Like, like you left me. Like anything I've done is because I wanted my daddy. But that house was such. It was so many great things and so many bad things at the same time. Like there was a point I had to start leaving with daddy because I was the problem. Like I had to go wherever daddy went. I had to be with him. Like
Yeah.
that's just how it was. Like so, like that house was a big turning point, and I think we actually ended up having to leave right after granddaddy died. And I can remember our funniest moment in that house because we was watching Jungle Book. You know, that's what we do. So we was watching Jungle Book, and we was all girls. Kiki got up and walked across the screen. And when I say she looked just like Mowgli walking across that TV, like he walked across, then her shadow went across. It was the funniest thing ever. She looked just like little Mowgli. I was like, oh, we all died. It was so funny. Like that house was a major turning point for a lot of stuff. That was your first thought. Yes.
Oh, y'all got so many good memories. Look at that.
Yes.
Look
I
at that.
know. Like with daddy, one thing I always say is with my daddy, we always at some point we gonna have a good time, okay?
Yeah.
Like we gonna like I remember that was my first time actually hearing you not like tell daddy off, but tell daddy like, look, you need to do something about this. Like, I don't remember what y'all was talking
I
about.
don't
I
remember
wasn't
that,
that
y'all.
little. I was a little. I was being
I don't
nosy, but
remember.
all I remember is hearing you tell him like, I'm not finna do it. Like that was my first time actually knowing why you call him old school. Like y'all was talking then. That was my first time knowing why you call him old school. We was living in that house. Y'all was on the phone about something that you had heard had happened, and you was telling him that he needed to get it together. That was my first time hearing it. I was like, okay, look at my brother. And then I went back in my room.
Not I went back in my room.
Yeah.
So what
I
is
was like,
what is some advice? Cause we're gonna we're a little over time as per usual. What is some advice that y'all to give somebody that's probably going through a situation where their dad is not in their life right now, but it might be in the future?
Keep an open mind. Because you never know what somebody actually going through. Like, I didn't know that my daddy was going through a lot mentally when I was younger. And I know I did kind of sort of put a lot of blame on him. But growing up, you realize that sometimes your parents just ain't perfect, you know. Sometimes they can't show that they care in a way that you want them to show it. So so you just gotta keep an open mind on what is probably going on with them mentally by themselves, you know, because you never know. People individually are different. Just because they your parent doesn't mean that, you
they know
know,
how to be a parent.
they know how to be a parent. So you know, it's just best to stay open minded because people will come around. Like you'll be
I
60,
like
your
that.
dad is probably like 90.
I feel like 60 is too long for forgiveness. I'm sorry. After 60
Look, didn't have
years,
a look. You know, God didn't put a set number, but He showed him put a time frame, huh?
I mean, there's definitely a statute of limitations. I'm sorry.
what about you, Laura? What's some advice that you have?
Do not solidify your judgment too quickly. That's like the
Mm.
best way I can say it
Do
without
not
using a bunch of
solidify.
words. Yeah.
Solidify, she said. Your judgment too quickly.
Yeah, because you can pass your judgment. You can give all your judgment in your head, but don't let it be like your last. Like, okay, this is just what it is. Like, don't make it
Mm.
a solid thought. Don't do that because like once you if that's like going with your own mind without having all the facts. And if you solidify your judgment without even giving this person a chance, like you don't you probably just messed up a whole possibly great relationship. Like I tell anybody, the reason why I never start with my dad is because I know my daddy loved me. Okay, well, no matter what he did, no matter what he was, no matter what
You
was
didn't give
going
him
on
a
at the
choice. Apparently,
Exactly.
based on
Like
what we learned today, you didn't give him a choice.
I did not like. He did not. Like you like so at the end, I never, even with all the things I thought, I never let that be my last thought about my daddy. At the end of the day, my last thought, my last judgment, my solid judgment on my father is gonna be my daddy loved me. And if you solidify a judgment that's bad, then you're not gonna want to give them a chance anyway, because you done already passed what you thought. So if you do that too quick, then you're not gonna be able to give a person a chance because you already got your thought. You got to be able to give a person a chance. Because if you don't give them a chance and then they don't take the chance, you can't be mad at them. You need to be mad at you because you didn't give them a chance in the first place. That's your fault. That's just how I feel.
I should feel so.
Like
Do not
daddy can
solidify your
apologize all he
judgment
wants.
too quickly.
Too quickly.
Yes.
SAT word, solidify. Look it up.
That SAT word.
Old school, you know what solidify mean?
I have no earthly
Look it
idea.
up. Look it
I
up.
know what it looks. Y'all probably won't find it. I'll be making up words,
She
but you know
said.
what I'm
She said
saying.
it sounded good. It's a word, baby. It's a word. Look it up. Everybody, look up solidify right now. Everybody, look it up.
I know it means
I'll
to
be
make
saying, don't look.
solid. I know that.
Not the makes. Lord, Miss Claude. Let's wrap this up, Lord. We 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 telling how smart we are. We don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. Old school. What's your thoughts, man? What's your last final thoughts?
Learn to be real with you.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times in life we're lying to ourselves, um, pretending that you're having it all together and you don't.
Yeah.
Um, trying to trying to show how manly or how much woman that you are without realizing the lives that you was messing up along the way. So you
Mm-hmm.
have to learn how to be, well, I can't say you. Let me talk about me. I had to
There you
learn
go.
how to be real
Let
with
me
me.
let me talk about
I
me. Bingo.
Yeah.
He said it.
I only could talk.
I can only
I could
talk
only
about
talk
me.
about me.
Bingo.
I could only talk about me, and I had to be real with myself. Like when I had the conversation with you all, um, one thing watch this. One thing that hurt
Watch
me
this.
to
That's
say
another one.
was what. No, listen. Is the one thing that hurt me to say was I can't raise you. Without saying it, that hurt me so much because in my mind I miss so much of y'all life. I miss so much of the childhood. I miss so much of the stumbling around the house as kids, trying to find yourself. But I realized within myself I was coming back into y'all lives at a point to where y'all was pre-adults and adults.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to realize because of my choices, I can't raise you. But I said I could be there right now if you would allow me to be there. I had to learn how to be real with me and take responsibilities for my actions. I don't point fingers. I can honestly say, and if y'all can honestly say, um, I don't talk bad about nobody else. I talk about me because I can only talk about me. I can only give an account for me. I don't talk about friends. I don't talk about the what the exes did, and now I can only talk about me and my mistakes. You know, so be real with you. That's the only way you're gonna be real with your kids, is that you have to be real with you, and you'll be surprised how much that they will actually really understand if you just say, look, I didn't know how to be that absentee father. I didn't know how to actually be that working dad plus that dad that build relationship with kids. The only thing I saw coming up was my dad work and provide, so I mirrored that, even though my girls was right there with me. Only thing I did was work and provide because that was all I knew. I didn't know how to be an absentee father from my son, and I had to be real with that. I just didn't know how.
Mm.
And I said before, I'll say it again. It was when I got a true relationship with God, and God showed me that God showed me how to turn my life around. The first thing I had to do, and please, and I hope this helps somebody. Listen, God don't mean for you to be picture perfect. So stop beating yourself up when you make mistakes. One thing we don't do is give ourselves grace. Give yourself some grace. If you didn't know, you just didn't know. If you don't know how to do it, you just don't know how to do it. But be man or woman enough to say that. I had to go back to my kids and say, you know what? I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I didn't give an excuse for. I say I should have been there. I'm sorry. I should, regardless of. I'm sorry. So you have to learn how to be real with yourself before you could be real to somebody else. And you'll be surprised how much not only will you free your kids, but you will free yourself if you just be real with you. If you don't know, you just don't know. But just because you don't know, don't mean you can't grow.
Right.
You got to go to
Mm-hmm.
somebody. You got to go to somebody and be honest and say, look, I just don't know how. I said this on the last podcast, and I'm going to end this on this right here. I didn't raise my kids. Everybody, I don't keep that no secret. All right, my kids was just about growing. I came into their life, but now here it is. I'm a grandfather, right? And I never been a grandfather. I never seen what a grandfather really does. So because I made that confession on last Sunday, and not last Sunday, on last Tuesday, because I made that confession on last Tuesday, that say, you know what? I'm a grandfather. I don't know how to be a grandfather. A couple of my friends called me and say, bro, look, let me help you through this. Let me tell you what you do. You just blase, blase, blase. It ain't as hard as you know what I'm saying? But what if I never said nothing?
Mm-hmm.
What if I never would have Peter? What if I never put it out there? You'll be surprised at how many of us is dying in silence because we two men or two women enough to say, you know what? I need some help. And the only one you really killing is you. If you don't know, I didn't know. So one thing I've learned is that the only crazy question out there is the one that I don't ask. And if
I mean, there's also other crazy questions. I'm just saying.
I
yeah,
mean,
but I'm just saying with that, man, you gotta be real with you.
Yeah.
So ask yourself this question: have you lied to yourself long enough?
Look at him preaching.
I'm done. I'm
Look at
done.
him preaching. He done went through his whole preach. He said I can only talk about myself. That was one. And he said I hope this helps somebody. That was two. That he said that when he preached. Then he also said what else did he say? He was like, oh, I hope, yeah, listen to me. That was two.
watch
Look,
this
thank you.
now.
Yeah, watch this now. Yeah. You know, he was preaching. He was preaching.
Look, the only
Well,
one he
thank you,
didn't say was
Auntie.
I.
We
The
are
Bible
awesome.
said it. I didn't say it. That's
We
the
are
only one he
awesome.
said.
Thank you. Thank you, Auntie. You are awesome as well. You are awesome as well.
Yes, yeah.
Well, look, man, this has been a great conversation. I guess I'm gonna close this thing off, but I got a treat for everyone. Hold on, let me see if I can get it on the screen. I don't think it's gonna let me. Hold on. I got a treat for everyone. I got to go back to y'all thought I was playing when I said I can be a sexy woman. So I'm gonna have to show y'all. I can show you better than I can tell you.
He went and
Watch
found
this.
it.
I went and found the screen. Yes, I did. I can show you better than I can tell you. Watch this. Bill, look at that, boy. Look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me.
I was
You
just
know
gonna
you
take
want
your
to
word
marry her.
for it.
You know you want to
Oh
marry her.
Lord.
Y'all know y'all to marry her. Look at
You know
her.
what? You are a pretty
Look
woman.
at her.
Don't
Look
tell
at
him
her.
that. Don't
Well,
encourage that.
thank you.
I
Look.
mean, the
Thank you,
picture
Lord.
is
Tell her.
cute.
Tell her. Tell her. Tell her. All right.
The
All
picture
jokes
is
aside,
cute, but don't.
I'm a sexier man
They
though. I'm just
gave
gonna
him
let
a
y'all
lace
know.
front and
I'm a,
everything. I'm like,
look, I did that face up. I did it as a woman and then an old man. The old man. They said I look like Jet in that picture.
you look like Jet in this picture that you in right now.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, he do.
Yeah, so true, so true. But look, we had it's been a great conversation. Want to first of all thank the Hill sisters, Lori and Kiki, for joining and speaking with
Yeah.
us and telling their story and everything. It's been great having y'all. And we also just want to thank everyone for tuning in. We had a lot of people we ain't seen before. I think we saw Auntie Lisa once before, but I know Brother
Yeah,
Cortez was on, Apostle Tate was
yeah,
on.
yeah.
So thank everybody for tuning in. Once again, please make sure that y'all go to our YouTube channel. Look, we're planning, like I said, we're planning on having a season two. We ain't there yet, right? We're still on season one, but hopefully season two will be just on YouTube. So please make sure that y'all go on there and subscribe to that channel so we can push everything on YouTube and everything can be in one spot. And you ain't got to go looking for nobody Facebook page to find us. All right. So it's at YBOS Podcast on YouTube. So please go on there, like, subscribe, share, and yeah, put the little notification thing on there as well. Um only thing I got is a teaser for next week. Y'all tune in next week, and we'll have all of old school ex-wives on. I was just playing. I was just playing. I was just playing.
Hey,
I was,
hey, I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared.
Look,
I was just playing.
I,
I, I was just playing. I was just playing. I was trying to see what he was gonna say. He was froze. It looked like he was froze for a moment. But no, y'all make sure y'all tune. I don't know. Look. We don't know what we're gonna talk about, right? But we glad that y'all tuning in. We're glad that y'all having. Yeah, y'all are also contributing by speaking with us, and we're gonna continue to do this thing. And we're trying to get bigger, so y'all help us out. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and we're gonna continue to have a good time speaking with you all. And until next week. Oh, also make sure you do tune in. We will have a contest for this Kool Aid because I want to know what the
oh
best Kool
yeah.
Aid is. I want to know who can make the best Kool Aid. Now, the non-alcoholic drink. Now, ain't got to be exactly Kool Aid, and I
That
need the
would be
Kool Aid
I.
with the K. Kool Aid with the K. I don't need it with the C. I don't know what Lalisha was talking about earlier. Talking about some Kool Aid with the C. I don't know. That was probably the Buckhead Kool Aid. I like Bankhead Kool Aid. The one where you take a sip and your blood pressure and your sugar level go skyrocket. You gotta be in the hospital. That what I like. But yeah, y'all tune in next week and we'll have a contest for you. Until then, we want y'all to be safe. We want to tell you that we love y'all and it's nothing that y'all can do about it.
nothing you can
Peace
do
out.
about it. Peace.